Hey, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Kargoz here on the Enderhall live server. And before I get into it, I just want to take a quick second to thank all of you for watching my videos, for all the support, the kind words, the comments, the subs. It really means a lot to me because, as you know, I'm just getting started here on YouTube, so thanks a lot. With that said, I've gotten a bunch of requests to do a video on BM Hunter PvP macros. What macros I use, what add-ons I use. So, just from the look of things right now, you can see my UI is pretty simple. I just use Dominos, and I do a couple rows here, and I enlarge the tooltip size so my old 25-year-old eyes can see them. So I'll put all the macros and the add-ons in the description below, but I'll get into the add-ons now. So before we get into the skills, I want to share that I use these three macros to target people in Arena. These are my targeting macros. Very simple: /target Arena 1, /target Arena 2, /target Arena 3. I bind them to a couple buttons on my mouse. I have a mouse with a lot of buttons. But everyone has their own system, but make sure you have some system in place to target people efficiently. Moving on to the skills, I have an offensive burst macro. And if you're super good at managing you're managing your skills and managing all your cooldowns on a granular level, your 2-minute cooldowns, your 3-minute cooldowns, your 1.5-minute cooldown, you know what? You should certainly break this up into multiple macros or multiple buttons. But for me, it hasn't been super serious. So I just put them all into one macro. This guy's making a lot of noise. But yeah, so I put Murder of Crows, Bestial Wrath, Blood Fury, and Aspect of the Wild all into one cooldown. This is my offensive cooldown. If I'm bursting someone, you also want to have Start Attack. You want to have a macro for all your major damaging abilities, and have at least Start Attack and petattack in those macros. But so with the exception of maybe one, because with one of them you might want to just have a start attack only and not a pet attack, so that way you can weave in damage and not send your pets out, and you just know it in your mind, given a situation that, if you need to attack a target and not have your pets attack it for whatever reason, you have that option. But here's my Cobra Shot macro. This is also the macro I use to cancel my Aspect of the Turtle. So I don't have cancel Aspect of the Turtle in my Aspect of the Turtle macro, because oftentimes I will be spamming it and I'll cast it and then remove it right away, and that happened too many times. So I just put it in my Cobra Shot. It's a pretty simple macro. Cancelaura Aspect of the Turtle, /start attack, /pet attack, and then cast Cobra Shot. And I do that for a bunch of different skills here. Counter Shot, you can have your focus Counter Shot, and then your regular straightforward counter shot, but make sure you have a stop casting command in there, /stop casting. That makes it so if you're in the midst of casting something, whatever it might be, you'll stop, and it'll get the counter shot off instantly. Okay, moving on to my defensive macro. For this one, I use a trinket if I'm in World PvP, which gives me a health bonus, and then I cast Aspect of the Turtle after, because Aspect of the Turtle increases, it heals you for a percentage of your health. So for me, I have one of the trinkets that, I don't have it equipped, that increases your health, so that's why I put it sequentially before. But this macro cast Aspect of the Turtle uses a Healthstone, if I have one, if I'm running with a Warlock, and then uses an Ancient Healing Potion. That only applies if I'm out in World PvP, but that's in there. So here's my Dire Beast macro. It's similar to my Cobra Shot one, just with the start attack, pet attack, then cast the actual spell. Same thing with Kill Command here. Kill Command is only pet attack, so then I have a Disengage macro. Just stop casting, cast Disengage. And I also have a so here's a Misdirection macro. That doesn't do much in PvP. Multi-shot macro, just the same as the Cobra Shot. And then here's the macro that you guys should have, though, a macro for your pet abilities. So for this one, I show Roar of Sacrifice because it's got the smaller cooldown here, and it applies regardless of what pet I'm using, because I'm always going to be running a Cunning Pet. And this ability casts Roar of Sacrifice and Spirit Mend on yourself if you have a Spirit Beast out. So this is going to combine the heal and Roar of Sacrifice. And while many of you might say that it's not the most efficient way of doing it, because sometimes you just want the heal and you don't want the roar. For me, this has been pretty effective, and until I can get to the level of play where I can really be able to manage my cooldowns and make the most out of every global and really extract maximum value from things, this macro does just fine for me. So that's what I use for my pet ability macro. You also, this is very essential, you want a macro that calls your pets back, right? They're in a bad situation, and for whatever reason you need your pets to come back. It's a very simple macro, but you really need it, and you need it in a prime position on your toolbar. So it's / pet follow. A lot of people put pet passive, but pet passive will screw you over sometimes, because if they're on passive, they're only gonna attack a target if you manually tell them to attack a target. With follow, that won't be the case. They'll kind of just be in a defensive mode. So pet follow works just fine. If you hit this, they'll come back to you. Then the last macro I use is just a stop casting Wyvern Sting macro and focus Wyvern Sting. And that's pretty much it. So we'll get into some games here. I'll do another video with that. But that's it for macros. Nothing too crazy. And if you guys have any cool macros, any BM macros, anything that makes your life a lot easier and helps you in Arena, I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear from you. So thanks for watching. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.